Oh, welcome to Akwaaba Yoga again on Sunday, the 10th of April. Hope everyone's good. Been a little bit tired in the legs today. Managed to get out in the morning again on a bike. Um, but yeah, looking forward to being on the mat with yourselves and yeah, getting into a 25-minute flow. Uh, yeah, hope everyone's has had a good week. If you're watching on playback, hope you're well. And we're going to start in seated and finish in seated, a bit like how we did it last time. So really focusing on uh, the asana, um, which yeah, in Sanskrit translates to seats. Um, and yeah, let's get cracking. I'm not going to waffle too much. Let's get cracking. Going to roll onto the mat. If you've got any water, keep it handy. Just come onto your shins or your into cross-legged, which takes your fancy. Let's just find ourselves arriving and tuning into our breath. So over the past 2, 3 weeks, we've really just been bringing the practice of yoga back to, I guess, what we don't see on Instagram quite often, which is just connecting with being still, exploring the different stages, the different limbs, the 8 limbs, uh, and yeah, look, do you know what? I think I'm really tired. The bike ride this morning was about 50 miles. So yeah, I need to eat. But anyway, let me stop waffling. Come into your seat, place your arms, your hands somewhere comfortable. Want you to close your eyes, roll the shoulders back, and just come into stillness. So this will be a 25-minute practice. As we did last week, we're just exploring different sounds in our environment and also the different energy in our body. And we'll use different postures to help warm the body up, to prepare ourselves for the final pose at the end where we come back to our seats. And just see if by coming to different postures, different asanas, we get rid of the need to feel fidgety and allows us just to find a bit more comfort in our seats to remain still, preparing us for what would typically be meditation. So wherever you are right now, be comfortable with your stillness, be comfortable with being fidgety. Just know that the longer that we are able to sit in whichever position we find ourselves, sitting through the anxiety or the need to move, eventually brings a sense of calmness. It's all right to sit with discomfort, with anxiety. And just being in this place right now is something that we can just map onto our daily lives, being comfortable with being uncomfortable and working through that space where we've just been a natural breath. Let's start to bring some awareness and breathe with intention. So we're bringing direct awareness to our inhale and our exhales. As we draw the breath in through the nose, just feel the breath, the oxygen nourishing different parts of the body. Might be the hips, the quads, glutes. Just find an area of tightness where you want to soften. Before gently exhaling out, releasing any tension, any anxiety, anything you're holding on to that you can release. We're here for another 2 breaths. So really extend the inhale. And exhale out. Final breath, a deep breath in. And on the exhale, I invite you to blink open the eyes if your eyes are closed. And let's turn and face the front of our mat. We're going to lengthen out our legs towards the front of the mat. Just give them a shake out. Give them a gentle tap. When I come into a seated forward fold, before coming to a twist on the inhale, let's float the arms up towards the ceiling. Take the gaze up in between the hands. And on the exhale, start to bend from the hips. Just to our edge. Try and keep a straight back here. So we're trying to find space and length in our lower back. You want to take your hands to a position where you can add a bit of resistance to help to draw the chest a bit further forward, curling the toes in towards our face. Nice and long in the neck. So for this one, we're trying to avoid collapsing into the neck. So we're really focused on bending from the hips on number 2. Another 1. Gently start to bring yourself back up. Let's bend into that right knee, taking the right sole of the foot so we're flat on the mat. You keep the right foot on the inside of the left thigh as a variation. Or you can take the right foot up and over the left thigh, whichever suits your practice today. Let's take the left hand and wrap it around the right knee, the right shin, or use the crease of the left elbow. Place the right hand behind ourselves, and we're going to sit up nice and tall. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, we're coming into a twist, a seated twist, keeping the chin over the chest. For number 2. Another 1. Slowly release out. Let's go long in that right leg and switch sides. So this time we're taking a bend into that left knee, placing the left foot on the inside of the right thigh. We'll take it up and over to come to seated twist on the other side. Again, take the right hand on the outside of the left knee and use the crease of the elbow. Again, whichever suits your practice today. On the inhale, we'll sit up nice and tall. And on the exhale, coming into the twist. You can either bind the arms. Let's take the left arm, left hand to the right elbow. Place left hand behind yourself for number 2. Another 1. Gently release out. Okay, shake out through the legs. Let's turn and face the front of the mat. So we're coming into our tabletop. The hands are stacked underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Just curl the toes under. Just start to lift the knees up a couple of inches off the mat and just rock forwards and back. So we're stretching that through the Achilles and also working into the core for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start to lift this up and let's all meet in our downward facing dog. So we're high in the toes and just walk out through the legs, lifting the heel,
Opposite heel up one at a time, just to come into the calves. Taking our gaze to the back of the room. Come into stillness. Let's press our hands into the floor. Lengthen out through the arms. We're energetically drawing our heels down. Taking our tailbone high. On the next breath, let's come high on the toes. Before again, energetically drawing the heels down towards the mat. Let's start to walk the hands towards the feet and come into Ragdoll on the back of the mat. Just sway from side to side. So we're keeping a bend in the knees here. The torso, the arms, the head is heavy. Shuffle the feet in so the feet are hip distance apart. We're going to come into halfway lift. Hands on the shins on the inhale, lengthen up through the arms, long in the back, long in the neck. Let's take the gaze to the center of the mat. Exhale, soften to release. Let's go again. Inhale to come up. Draw the lower belly in. Exhale, soften to release. One more here. Hands on the shins. Lengthen up through the arms. Exhale, soften to release. Let's wind up one vertebra at a time, keeping the arms, the head heavy. Rolling the shoulders back when meeting in Tadasana at the back of the mat. The palms are facing forwards. Lifting the chin off the chest, drawing the chest forwards. Just close your eyes for one breath here. Let's take a deep inhale in. Float the arms up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, Uttanasana, bending from the hips, drawing the prayer through the chest to come down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend into the knees. Let's sweep the arms back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands into prayer at the center of the chest. Let's go again. Inhale to draw the prayer high. Exhale, bend from the hips to come all the way down. Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Long in the arms. Take your gaze to the center of the mat. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale, the prayer goes high once again. Hands meet to the top. Exhale, draw the prayer to the center of the chest. Inhale, the prayer goes high. Nice and long through the body. Exhale, bending from the hips to come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale to go high. Breathe beyond the fingers here. Exhale, hands into prayer, center of the chest. Two more. Inhale to go long. Nice long with the body. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale to take the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands into prayer. Back to the center of the chest. Final one. Draw the prayer up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale, bending from the hips. Uttanasana. Feel free to take a bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen out through the arms, long in the back. Gaze goes to the center of the mat. Exhale, soften to release. Bend into the knees. Let's take the arms up towards the ceiling once more. Exhale, hands into prayer at the center of the chest. Let's drop the hands back down. We're coming back into our Tadasana, our mountain pose. Let's take the weight into the left foot. Start to lift the right leg up. Taking the right knee, so it's at a right angle. We'll play with your balance a bit further. Maybe take the left hand just onto the outside of the right thigh. I'm going to start to open up the body towards the right side of the room. You take a slight bend in that left knee to help the balance. Or maybe If you fall out, feel free to come back in. Maybe engage with the left quad. So feel as that left leg is like an oak tree. You're rooted into the ground. Stand up nice and tall for another 3, another 2, another 1. Come back towards center. Let's come down with that right foot. Get ready for the other side. So again, arms in Tadasana. We're feeling grounded through the right foot this time. On the inhale, let's lift up through that left leg, taking the left knee to a right angle. And some of us, it might feel better to bend into that right knee. Again, if you fall out, just feel free to come back in at your own time. If it's there, to take the right hand to the outside of the left knee. To add a bit of resistance, so press the left knee against the right hand. See if you can engage through the left quad. And then open up the body towards the left side of the room for another 3, another 2, another 1. Comes back towards center. Place the left foot down. On the next breath, we're going to bend into the knees and come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So bend into the knees, dropping the bum down. Let's engage through the core. We're taking the arms up towards the front diagonal. We're here for another 3, another 2, another 1. Let's come to the forward fold. Let the body hang loose. Just allowing gravity to take control here. You can sway the body from left to right. Just bend into the knees as much as we need. Walk the hands forward on the mats to come into our Kumbhakasana, our high plank. So pressing our heels towards the back of the room here. You can stay in Kumbhakasana as we engage for the core. Also feel free to take the variation by dropping the knees down. Whichever variation we're in, we're here for another 5, 4, 3. Really press through the hands. 2, 1. Where if we are going to rock forwards onto the toes, the knees are either down or bend into the elbows to come all the way down to the mats. Bring the chest to the floor and curling the toes. We're going to get ready for cobra. So the hands are underneath the shoulders. Let's tuck the elbows in towards the ribs. Start to peel the chest away from the floor. On the inhale. On the exhale, press the hands into the mat. Lift up through the hips. And walk the hands back, meeting our balasana. Child's pose. So we're dropping the head down, in between the arms. You can find a space in the lower back here. The head may or may not reach the floor. If it's a bit uncomfortable, bringing the bum towards the heels, just press into the shins and start to lift the chest off the thighs. To come to a variation of child's pose here for another 2, another 1. Let's all come back into our tabletop. We're going to undulate through the back as we come into some cat and cow. So on the inhale, drop the belly down. Let's take the gaze up towards the front diagonal. Draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, rounding the upper back. Pressing our hands into the floor. Taking our gaze towards the navel. And again, undulating in the inhale to look up. Tailbone goes high. Exhale to round. Last one. Inhale to look up. Tailbone goes high. Belly drops towards the floor. I say drops towards the floor. It's nowhere near the floor. Just give the intention. So the belly's coming down. Let's round in the upper back once more. Slowly, let's walk the hands back. Bringing the bum towards the heels. Hands on the thighs. Just roll the shoulders back. I'm going to come into one back bend before we finish up. Let's press up off the shins. We're going to come into a variation of camel. We're going to place our hands just on the sacrum, just on at the top of the bottom of the spine. See if we can draw our elbows together. Again, we're not aiming to touch necessarily, just give the energy. So we're drawing our elbows together here. We've got an imaginary wall in front of us. So we're not just dropping back through the torso. See if imagine if we've got a wall in front of our thighs, and we're using our hands to go up and over. So we're really embracing the back bend here. Let's draw the elbows together, draw the navel to the spine. Either keep the chin to the chest, or feel free to let the head drop back. For another 3, another 2, another 1. Exhale, let's release. Drop our bum towards the heels. Hands on the thighs. And let's go again. Let's press up. As we come onto the shins. Once again, our hands come onto our sacrum. Fingertips are pointing down. Drawing the elbows together. Finding space in the front of the chest. Draw the navel towards the spine. On an inhale, we're taking perhaps our gaze up towards the ceiling, or keep the chin to the chest. But finish is coming up and over. So pressing the hips forward, coming to a slight back bend here. For 3, for 2, for 1. Slowly release, bringing the bum back towards the heels. So find a nice stretch into the hip flexors. Let's turn and face the front of the mat once again. Our legs are long. Our feet our toes are curled towards the face. Let's take the arms out to the side. Place on core engagement. Slowly start to bring the back down. See if you can keep your heels down as long as possible. And as the feet start to rise off the floor, we'll come into our low boats. So we're gauging through the core here. The arms are out, palms facing up. See if we can point our toes forward and just start to swim through the feet. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Slowly release. Let's bring the back down. Take the back of the skull towards the mat. Just shake the head from left to right as we massage out through the back of the head. Let's draw our knees in towards the chest. And take the head towards the knees as we come into a small ball. Just stretch through the lower back. Taking the hands in front of the shins. Before coming into happy baby, so we're taking our feet up. So the soles of the feet are parallel to the ceiling. And then either take your hands and place them behind the thighs. Place them over the hamstrings. And keep your head down here. And again, just start to energetically draw your knees towards the floor, towards the armpits. If it's there, maybe you want to instead grab the outside of the shins. Or if your feet are within distance, you can grab the outside of the soles of the feet. Let's try to avoid rolling up here. So for this variation, we're seeing if we keep the base of the spine attached to the floor. So we're bringing more of an awareness into stretching through the hips. Another 2. Another 1. Let's bring the feet together. Again, if it's not within reach to grab the soles of the feet, just take the feet together and take the hands around each knee. Start to draw the knees in before coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. So we're taking the feet down towards the mat, feet together, knees apart. Place the right hand on the belly, the left hand on our heart. So again, we're just allowing gravity to take control here and allow the knees to release down towards the floor. Now, again, if it's a bit uncomfortable, particularly if you're watching some playback, you can always use a block or a thick book and just place it underneath the thighs to add some support. Always embrace using any props, any substitutes for props, so you can enjoy the practice. Here for number 2, another 1. Let's take a deep inhale in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. I'm going to draw the knees together. Again, bring the knees back in towards the chest. I'm going to rock and roll along the length of the spine. So on the inhale, we're rocking up. Exhale to rock back. So meets again in a seated position as we started the practice. I'm going to come and sit on the block again. Just nice and tall for the torso. Or feel free to come onto your shins. Now you might not have found any space through the practice, maybe found a millimeter. But again, the aim is just to feel a bit more comfortable in our seats, in the asana. And roll the shoulders back, sit up nice and tall through the torso. Wait to close your eyes. Let's take a deep inhale in together. And sigh it out. Let's come back to our natural breath. I invite you to use your breath to fuel you through the coming week, to cope with any moments of anxiety or tension or stress. Where you find yourselves in those moments, just feel that there's a safe space for you to explore by coming back onto your mat or coming to stillness and just to be in the moment. Just know that once you're in that space, you're in that moment, and nothing on the outside can touch you just for that period of time. Just use your practice, your asana to find peace, where you can compose yourself before carrying on with your day. If your eyes are closed, I'd like to blink them open. Thank you once again for your time and your energy. And yeah, wishing you a lovely week ahead. I'll be experiencing some sun. What am I going to be doing? Again, still a bit tired from the ride. So I'll be in Ghana actually for the next, I think, couple of weeks. So I'm either going to see if I can tune in and do some lives from Ghana, same time, 12:30 on whatever the next 2 Sundays. If not, I'll do some pre-records and get some set up for you to, again, maintain your practice. I'll be practicing, but in a natural sun. But yeah, have a great 2 weeks. Happy Easter to everyone who might be celebrating for next week. And yeah, I'll see you in the future. Thanks again for your time. God bless. Take care. Yeah, see ya. I wasn't going to keep on chatting. I'm going to go and eat. Take care. Thank you, D-Man, Queen P. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye. Time to eat.